Hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm sitting outside. I have to get out of that house. The energy is so thick in there right now. I hope everybody can hear me. I volume up if you can't. No need to comment that you can't hear. I already know when I'm outside there's going to be a lot of other interferences, especially because I'm right beside a busy road. So just volume up if you really want to hear it. See, that's all I can say. But I want to give a quick shout out to some channels that I really admire today, because I don't just watch tarot. I watch a lot of other YouTubers too, and they encourage me. One is SB Mowing. I love Spencer. He does lawn care, and I love yard transformations. I don't know why. I really love doing yard work. It's satisfying to me, but he does free yard work and films it for his channel, and he has blown up since I started watching him, and he really does good things straight from the heart. My son watches Mr. Beast, and he has a burger place here in Chattanooga, and he does great things for people. I love Tabitha Brown. She really was a great comfort to me and helped me start my spiritual journey and stepping out of my shell during COVID, because I watched her a lot then. So shout out to those people. Keep doing what you do. You're really uplifting people, and that's very important. Also, I'm wearing this shirt today for a reason, because this is one of my favorite shirts, y'all. I'm a big Florida State Seminoles fan, and we are 9-0 this season. Go Noles. But during the discovery of my divorce, this was presented as evidence for some reason. But when my house got broken into and I realized that my husband was having an affair, this shirt was in a pile of things in my son's room, because we went on vacation when just for the weekend, but we went on vacation and I didn't have time to fold all the clothes. I just grabbed what I wanted to take, and I was like, I'll fold those when I get back. So my son's room got vandalized, and this was one of the things that was in the pile. And I don't know if you can see, but there's like blue marker all over it, and this was presented as evidence because my ex-husband was going to try to say that I did this to my own stuff, which is absolutely insane, because I love this shirt and I thought about never wearing it again, but I still wear it because it's like a badge of honor. It represents something that I went through, and I came out with flying colors on the other side. So I still wear this. I love it. Go Knowles. Also, my 10-year-old, he made my new logo for my channel, and I love it. He is great. He knows how to do things like that so quickly. Did it in a matter of seconds, and I really appreciated him doing that for me yesterday. He was saying, you know, when I get big, you need to give me a shout out, which I've already given him a shout out, but I will continue to lift up his channel and whatever content he wants to make. He's being creative with that, and I love it. He's not afraid to put himself out there. But he said, I won't have so many people hating on me and trolling on me. And I said, no, the new levels, new devils, because the higher you get, the more haters you're going to have. But that means you're doing something. You're really doing something. And he just rolled his eyes at me. But I know that he's listening, because on the way to school this morning, he said, Mom, I knew this video was going to be good, the one that I'm watching, because everybody's hating on it. And I was like, he heard me. He heard me loud and clear. Today I want to talk about meditation. I know it's easy to say, just meditate, but it's not. It's not easy to meditate. It's so hard to quiet your mind, and you'll have all kinds of thoughts pop in your head when you're trying to quiet your mind. You know, did I buy bread? Did I sign that permission form for my kid for school? I need to wash clothes, or whatever's going on in your head. All these thoughts start to pop in there, and it's so hard to just be at peace and quiet your mind. But the more you practice, the easier it is to do. And how I started to really get good at it was zone out into a place where it's peaceful to you. I like to be by the ocean, and I love the sounds of the ocean and the water. So I would imagine myself by the water and hearing the waves and seeing the things that I see at the ocean, maybe the sunset or birds and the smell of the salt water. Try to really zone out into a place that is your happy place and try to push your thoughts away with that visualization. Just something that makes you feel good. Put yourself in that mindset. Also, you can listen to meditative music. Different frequencies are recorded. There's a lot of different meditation sounds and things that you can listen to. Sound bowls to clear the energy. There's sound bowl videos out there. And once you can start resetting your mind and being in a clear headspace when you are still, a practice that I heard from someone, I'm not sure who, or I'll give them credit, but is to imagine yourself going up in an elevator. And I used to deliver a lot of pizzas. I worked at a pizza place for a long time, and I miss pizza. I miss making pizza. I miss that environment. It was so much fun. But I would go into hotels and deliver pizzas a lot. So I would imagine myself on an elevator and that I was going up floor by floor by floor. And that really helps you get into a higher level spiritually when you're meditating, if you could do that. So that's my advice. Pay attention to the thoughts that pop into your head out of nowhere, thoughts that you know aren't your own. And I don't mean negative thoughts. These will just be random things, but they're meaningful. For instance, I started, like when I first wake up, these things will pop into my head. When I'm not thinking anything for the day, it'll be like the first thing on my mind. Or when I'm trying to fall asleep and you're in that in-between stage, kind of that hazy stage, things will pop into your head. And I have gotten channeled messages a lot that way. About say a year or 2 years ago, I heard that my uncle was going to stop talking to me. And I also had a dream where he was handing people money with envelopes. They were in envelopes, and that didn't make sense to me at the time, but pay attention to it. Write it down so you don't forget, because these things are sent to you on purpose. Also, I got Disco Nancy, which is silly. Meant nothing to me at the time, but when I researched Disco Nancy, I found that it's a doll, and that could be important here. I know there's probably using voodoo dolls and stuff like that, but Disco Nancy's a doll. I also heard put it in wax, which also meant nothing to me, but when I researched that, put it in wax is a reference to making records. So I took that as put it on the record, and that is something that encouraged me to start speaking up and make this channel, because I'm putting everything on the record. I would always speak up for other people, but now it's time to speak up for myself. I was going through this 7-8 years ago, and I did not speak up for myself. I won't say that I ran, but I didn't confront it, and I didn't let my side of the story be known. I want people to just believe whatever they're going to believe, because that will be their downfall ultimately. I kind of get that image in my head of Homer Simpson when he kind of just shrieks back into the shrubs and disappears, and that's kind of like what I did. So I'm not going to do that anymore at all, ever. Also, beware of subliminals, because there's a lot of subliminal videos out there, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but I know that I'm not going to be listening to subliminals. If you have to hide a message, then I don't think that that's good. Everything should be direct and clear and concise. I don't think that you should have to hide messages within the message to really let that sink in. Plus, there could be dangerous things that are hidden in subliminals that you may not pick up on, but your psyche will. Also, the other day when my uncle thought I was sleeping, I heard him going down the hall, and he said the word argue. And I'm not sure how many times this has happened when I didn't realize it was happening, but subliminals are everywhere. Be very cautious of that. Anyway, when you meditate, you're going within, and all the answers are within, and that is the God conscience that you are tapping into. Your higher self is your God conscience. So it's very important that you meditate and you also pray. As far as the maneuvering around these things when you're going through them, I would say it's very important to be unpredictable. I like to be unpredictable. A lot of people have described me as an enigma, that they can't really figure me out, and I love that. As soon as somebody thinks they've figured me out, then there's a whole nother facet to me that they know nothing about, and I love that. I love being mysterious in some ways. So I'm very much myself these days, and I'm embracing that genuine, authentic person. I saw another channel this morning talk about imposter syndrome, and I feel like there are lots of people, 11:11 on the clock, that feel like I am being an imposter. I'm not being my authentic self now because they want me to be the person that I was before, hot-tempered, not ready to fight, but ready to, sharp-tongue someone easily. And I was not being my authentic self then. I am now. I was kind of afraid of my spiritual gifts, and I wanted to push them away instead of embracing them because people were already calling me crazy. So if I started talking about, visions or dreams and even telepathy with someone else, that would further their agenda and really push that to the forefront. Look, she's crazy. My ex is already, communicating with people right now, telling them, well, she's crazy, she's paranoid. But that's what he wants people to think. That's what he wants me to think. But embrace these things about yourself. Let your freak flag fly, because that's what makes you you, and you're so special and unique the way that God made you. So the sooner that you can break out of your shell and be that person all the time, it's so freeing to break off the things that didn't serve you, the parts of you that you were dumbing down for other people, or the parts of your ego that were protecting you. Just let that shed away. I'm very eclectic. I love lots of different music. I'm interested in a lot of different things. I still have an iPod hooked up in my car, and it will bounce around from Conway Twitty, Van Morrison, to T.I., which I love, and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is my absolute favorite, guys. He is my spirit rapper. T.I. and Lil Wayne are also Libras, so I feel like we really connect with our humor and positive messages that we try to put out there. I really connect with those two. Shout out to Weezy F Baby. I've been listening to a lot of Nipsey Hussle lately. He was a Leo, and I also connect with Leos. But the Grinding All My Life song, all my life, been grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle, pay the price, want a slice, gotta roll the dice. I love that song. I can't believe I didn't listen to him earlier, but now that he's passed, I've really paid attention to a lot of his music. Also, let's see, what else? Change your schedule up. Would be an unpredictable. Change your schedule up. Don't always operate on the same schedule that people expect you to. This will make it harder for them to follow you and set you up. But change the places that you eat. I'm so tired of eating fast food, y'all. Like, so tired. But we don't cook here. I hate to waste things, and when it's just me or me and my son and I cook a meal, I feel bad throwing it away, and we just don't like to keep anything in the refrigerator. There's no protection around it, so I'm not going to heat that back up and reheat it. Or milk that we keep in the fridge, if we can't drink it all or eat it all that day, then I really don't like to do it. But I'm so sick of fast food. But I've used apps to get points and make things cheaper on us, and that has been very predictable to them because they're in my phone, so they know these places and they can approach these people that work there and do stuff to my food. I've gotten coffee at Starbucks that made me sick. I've also gotten food from Taco Bell that was soaked with a clear liquid, and I didn't eat that, but it was very sus. So the more that you go to the same places, the more they'll try to sync up with that. Also, some of these gang stalkers, I would say at least half of them are not from around here, because I see the out-of-state tags. So if you know your area, use back roads. You can really throw them off that way. And I don't mind most of the time that they're following me, but when they do things very blatantly, like pull over on the side of the road just to get behind me, or they'll loop around and be very obvious about getting behind me, then I'll hit a back road real quick, because they don't know where they're going, but you do. Also, I would like to say, I worked for Gap for a long time. I worked there full-time at an outlet, and when it closed, after that I went back and worked in the actual Gap in the mall until I got a degree with my major that I was working on. And then I went back for a lot of Christmases after that. I missed that discount. I miss Gap. I was very sad whenever it closed, but they had these words to live by. And one of them that really sticks with me today is own it, do it, done. And I think that's great, because, you know, don't blame someone else for where you are in your life, or how you were raised, or whose job that was. Just own it. Own it. Get it done. Do it, get it done. Just clear it off your plate. It's so freeing. You're not going to be weighed down by a task or something that you're trying to achieve if you just take ownership of it, no matter whose job it was to teach you that, whose job it was to do that. Own it, do it, get it done. So if I'm going to do something and I'm going to put myself into it, I'm going to be good at it. I just don't want to be mediocre at all. And I know that sometimes people probably think that I have things easy, but I can make it look easy if I really try hard enough. Because in that mindset, if you want to be good at something, you know, don't fake it till you make it. Keep your head down, work hard, listen, focus. You're gonna get good at it, and you're gonna stand out that way. People are gonna see you as a hard worker. They're gonna see you as really determined and dedicated, and that will get you a level up for sure. So what else do I have? I have, talking about the telepathy lately, I've been connecting, you know, through songs with people, well, one person, and hearing things that they're telling me. I love that. I love that spiritual gift. I know that I'm leveling up because of that. I never had a telepathic communication with anyone else before, but I love, I'm a Libra Scorpio cusper, so I'm kind of half and half. Like I get the free-spirited side. I'm all about justice. I'm all about balance. So I'll be in my head a lot, but I'm a clear communicator. But the Scorpio side of me is very deep, very sensitive, very protective. So I love deep conversations. I love deep people. No innuendos here, but a lot of times people mistake Libras for flirting a lot, and we're really not. That's just how we are. We're very effervescent, and we like to reach out to people, and we're very loving, but not always flirtatious. That's not what it means. But with people in your life, if you really want for something, go for it. Don't beat around the bush. Don't assume that people know what you're thinking or what you want. If I've thought about saying something and I'm gonna push myself to do that, I've gone over it 1,000 times in my head already, like 1,000 times. So don't hesitate. Do it. Just do it. Face the fear. Don't disappear into the bushes like Homer. Don't be that squirrel in the middle of the road. They get run over. And I've gotten run over a lot hesitating. So don't hesitate when you want something. The worst case scenario is that you'll get a no, and rejection is God's protection. So that wasn't the way for you to go, but at least you put yourself out there and you tried. Most likely it's going to be a yes. Most likely this person or this thing was already for you, and you felt that deeply. There was a reason that you wanted to speak up. There was a reason that you wanted to go for it. So it's not going to be perfect. Embrace being perfectly imperfect. That's what I'm trying to say. We all have flaws. We all have things that we work on. Until the day we die, we're going to be working on things. So just go for it. I'm still praying for my son, my oldest son. I see 10/22, which is my birthday, on the phone clock a lot because it's one of my synchronicities. And I call it out so much that people sync up with it too, and they'll be like, damn it, I'm seeing 10/22, and they'll text me. And my son also, he got a tattoo of the clock, one of those melting clocks. I can't remember the artist right now, but Dali. He got a Dali clock on his arm, Salvador Dali, and the clock is melting, but it has 10/22 on the clock, and I absolutely love that he did that for me. I'm holding out faith that he's going to do the right thing, because even though I wasn't this person, this evolved person when I was raising him, I was still a damn good mom to him. I don't care what anybody says. I loved him, still love him fiercely, and I taught him a lot of good things, and he still has that in him. And I know that he will do the right thing eventually. So if you're watching this, I love you. I send you love and light every day. I know God's working on you. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter what diversity that you're coming against. You've got this. You've got this. I've got this. Your little brother's got this. We're built different. Definitely. I think that's all I have for today. Just know that when you're going to start something, when you're being urged to start something like this channel, or even, before I jumped back into the cake business and I was following my intuition, just start somewhere. If you wait to be ready, you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready, and you'll never do it. So don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for just the right moment, because if you wait on that, the moment might never come, and you might never go for it. And I want you all to go for it. I brought out today, before I started making cakes, I wanted to tap into my creativity, and I made this for my living room, which is very much my mantra now. Everything that I do surrounds being the light and being that ray of sunshine. I always have that about me, but I wanted to be very upfront and talk about it and be that and embody it and show it to everybody, let the world know. And I've had one time this guy came from across the bar. My coworker was trying to get me out and get me just back into meeting people and being out of the house and out of my head. And this guy came from all the way across the bar to tell me, he said, I want to accost you. I'm going to accost you for a second. And he said that he wanted to tell me from all the way over there, he saw this light shining from me and thought that I was beautiful, and he just couldn't go on without coming over and telling me. And the person that I was with, even though she was trying to help me and get me out, she was offended by this because he didn't say it to her. And she even retold this story several times to our coworkers, how this guy came up to me but didn't say anything to her. But I was like, I really needed that at that time. That was the time where I was struggling, and I was so grateful that he came to tell me, and it made such a difference. So, shine your light. Never be afraid to hold back the real you that's inside. Don't care about what people say about you. If you want to do something, do it. Just start somewhere. Put yourself out there and start somewhere. And just be real. Be real, be genuine, be authentic. I will take real over outward beauty. any day, because that is what makes you beautiful. I think that is so beautiful. That's where I'm most attracted to people. That and people that make me laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you, God loves you, and you're never alone. Bye. I'll talk to you later.